Hello and welcome. Hope everyone's doing alright. I'm doing all good. We had our second child over the last few weeks, so yeah, all a bit hectic. I haven't really done a lot in the garden, but I thought we would just have a quick whiz round, see how some of the plants are doing, and then obviously I'll crack on with stuff when I get enough time to. But yeah, camellias are doing well. Can see this one's really blooming quite well. If we get a close-up of some of the flowers, this is probably the best one down here. Nice, and it's quite prolific, this thing. Foliage is really good on this as well. I do like the foliage. And we've got lots of buds on there, so that is all good. And we've got the one at the back there as well. Hasn't got any buds on it, or it has, but they look like they've been, I don't know, something either frosted off or something like that, but I don't see how it would affect that in the corner and not this. So it's probably it's a younger plant, that one, and it's probably not getting as much sun as this one, so that might be it. Otherwise the bamboo's looking good. The drop to it for Erythrosora, this is definitely one of the ferns for winter. Look how sort of you know, luscious that looks at the moment, so he's doing all right. That's the autumn fern. The Cyathea is not doing great. You can see some of these fronds have browned off. This is the small Cyathea australis, but if we go under the Erythrosora, it's definitely a lot more greener down there. I think it's the wind that's been doing it, because it has been absolutely brutally windy. You can see so much that it's tipped it over, and there's nothing now. This Nephrolepis has all been burnt off. There's nothing stopping it getting up the back of it. So yeah, it's one of them lessons learned. I might move that somewhere else. I might move a lot of this actually, but we'll get into that another time. Now this got completely blackened off last time, this Nephrolepis cordifolia. It doesn't look like it's as recovered as it was before. The first time in December when it happened, a lot of it went, but then a lot of it came back. But I'm not going to call this dead because there's a few green bits on it, but yeah, it's gone out of the realms of I can put up with that to I need to replace that. So we'll see how we do with that. Moving on round, we got the Coineogram emiensis in there. It looks like it's taken a bit of a dig from slugs or snails or whatnot, so yeah, hopefully now he's in somewhere he'll get going. Again with this Nephrolepis, this one actually isn't showing any signs of life, so yeah, I'll have to replace them. The annoying thing mostly is that they were good for full sun. So yeah, finding ferns that do well in full sun is a little bit tricky, but we'll have a look around and see what we can find. Moving on round, we've got the Tetrapanax in there, the real star of the winter, and probably my best all-round fern. You know, every day of the year it's like a 9 out of 10 pretty much, is this Lophosauria quadripinnata. And even better news is, you might just see it in there, we've got a nice big crozier coming up, and if we have a look down the bottom of it, you might not be able to see it, but there's 2 or 3 more down there. And then on the back as well, we've got another one coming out down in that bottom corner. So this thing's really starting to go. That crozier is a lot beastier than the other ones, so yeah, we'll see how he does. But seeing as you just seen, that's not been protected. It's taken all the wind, all the frost, all the rain, and it looks to be doing pretty good. Another bit of a sad one is this giant honeysuckle here. It looks good in places, like behind this all looks really nice and lush still, but then as we start getting towards the front, you can see some of the leaves are starting to curl up a little bit. I'm hoping now the sun's coming out a bit, it might just give it an energy to recover, but a lot of them have got weird kind of, this is typical actually, where it sort of got burnt, it looks burnt at the top, and these little weird holes in it, and then the leaves are curling in, so not sure what that is. I fancy it might be maybe have got too much water, because it has been absolutely relentless of the rain and the wind. So moving on from here, these two are doing, as in the Atrata on the left and the Aphenis pindarini on the right is doing okay. probably the next month, I'll chop all the fronds off these and let the new flush come out. This thing here, the rabbit's foot fern, doesn't look to be doing too well. It's okay down at the bottom, so I think I'll take him out. And I'm probably, as I was going all in on the Scheffleras, I think I might go all in on the Lophosaurias as well, and maybe try and get another one that size and put it in here, because it lends itself quite well to being down behind the rocks, because it sort of leans over the top of it on stalks. But we'll see. In other not surprising news, the Strepsirrhizia didn't survive. You can see it's in and around the core, so I think the bottom of it's actually okay. It's just the frost has taken the leaves off it, but I'll leave that in there for now and see how we do. These bananas will be coming out. They're just starting to send out some new ones now. You can see that one coming out there straight into the pergola, but these will be out probably within the next month, by the next time we do a garden tour. So yeah. And as I said, Clematis almandii is going to go in the back corner where the canna is, that I've cut down, and then I'll fill out this with other such joyous things. Here's the gingers that I took out of the middle bed last time. Here's this Hypulpus punctata already throwing up new fronds, as you can see there, so I think that'll look quite good in pots. Definitely not one for going in the ground though. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Over here, still haven't taken that banana pup out. The Atrata looks quite good though. It's kind of not evergreen, but it's not deciduous either. It just looks a little bit rough. Funny enough, I think that is the layman's name for that is the shaggy wood fern, so that's probably just how it is. Also, it's getting really this bed here, the Schefflera, I'm surprised those leaves are still on it, because this gets all the wind. It all comes off the house from the Ensete straight across here, and this takes it full pelt from that way. So I'm surprised they've not sort of bent over like that Cyathu has, but seems to be doing well. So we'll just leave it as it is. Rest of this is all doing okay. Nothing has died off just yet. Oh, this thing looks really nice, really sort of the edges, as opposed to that Atrata, which is kind of like really shaggy and rough around the edges. This Dropterus lepidopoda is really like, almost like it's been drawn in fine art, you know, with a little marker outline on it. It's really nice, and it does actually look really good, this one. So we'll see what happens when the sun gets up and on it, because I don't think it did too well in the full sun when it was over in Camellia Corner. One I'm really looking forward to is going to be this Dropterus wallichiana. I put it in 2 years ago, and then it got frosted right off with that heavy, about a month after I put it in with that heavy frost we had. It seems to have like sort of gone past that stage, so I'm hoping now when I chop those fronds off in the next month that the next lot will come out pure, and we'll have a good look at that one, because I've got high hopes for that, to be honest with you. Yeah, really for me in here is just to take out that banana pup and put something in that pot that I think will do a job, but we'll get to that when we'll get to it. The Willemi pine, that'll go in the ground there eventually, but for now it's doing all right, not dead, which is the main thing. This Lophosauria here, probably, it seems to be taking a bit of a dig here as opposed to the other one, so I don't know whether that's just because it's quite small and young and it can't quite get itself going, so I might dig that out. The first Erythrosaura we seen in Camellia Corner, that big one, I might pop him in there for now, just because that's then opposite that Erythrosaura there. And then I might move that Lophosauria either over in where that is, or in the full sunbed where the giant honeysuckle is, just to see if I can get it going. There's the Chiliensis tomentosa and another Schefflera there, so yeah, I'm looking forward to these growing right up. You'll have to ignore all the rubbish and stuff I've got. I'm just waiting until March before I'm pretty sure that the last freezers have gone, and then I'll chop this excess, because I don't need all the pipes coming all the way out here now. So when we're over by that Cyathu over there, which we'll get to where the last coil is, I'll chop these out and they won't be there. This I think is a Polysticum brownii. Yet to see it do its thing. That was in there last year as a small plant, so we'll see what happens this year. A couple of space fillers, monkey pozzle, which will sit up on the patio this year once I get it done. This thing, I'm just going to do some research on taking some cuttings on it, because I don't really want this long branch that's coming off the left at the bottom there all the way up, but I'm wondering if I can take a cutting with that somehow. This is a Lamatia ferruginea. It's a small tree, but you can see it's got fern-like qualities to it. So this will be moving over towards where the canna is when I take the canna out, and then I'll split the canna and put half the canna in here. Blechnum chilense, again another top performer. So the top performers so far. Also, don't discredit these things. These are Splenium scolopendriums. They look good all day of the year as well. They're just so common around these parts, I always forget about them, but they are absolute beauties. So far the erythrote dropped to its Erythrosauria, the autumn fern, the Lophosauria quadripinnata. Good luck getting one of them, but if you can, then buy it. And this Blechnum chilense has just battered everything off and looks really good. You can see how lush it looks and the waviness, the undulations on the fronds there. So I'm looking forward to these getting really big now, and that one in the middle bed. We've got some new growth on the climbing hydrangeas. You can just see the light green. So just going to leave this. The previous year I didn't chop any of the old flowers off, but I've chopped them off this year, so we'll see if that sort of gets it going. Another group of ferns that we were just chatting about actually with the Blechnums. This is a Blechnum spicant. I've got one in the patio sort of where I had a cracked slab, so I put it in there. I might sort of venture forward more into the Blechnums and just see what else is about. I know you can get a couple of them, like almost like small tree fern type ones, so I might have a little look around for them. And I know they're quite expensive, but they seem to be doing quite a good job, and if they can take a little bit of sun, they might do for the other side of the garden where we were at the beginning. This Schefflera tyrrheniana is looking good. Just yeah, just the form on it from the side is unbelievable. So yeah, looking forward to my Scheffleras getting going. Again, over to another Cyathea here, this thing that's dead. So yeah, Cyathea is definitely supplementary. That's not it's not a problem, because if I can do like I've done here and pop a couple of evergreen ferns either side of it, then I don't mind that, and then I can just chop these fronds off, and then we'll hopefully get some big shooting Cyathea leaves coming up at the next level height. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Over here, Fatsio's doing okay, still got its flowers or berries on or whatever they are. Over in this corner, really I'm just waiting for me. I did see a cheap 1 foot tree fern, which was 1 foot of trunk and then the pot as well, so they were only 60 quid as well, so I should have bought one. I don't know why I didn't, but I should have done. And it's going to go in here where the tassel fern is down there, the Polysticum polyblepharum. In the next month this thing will really come into its own, and it'll be standing out in the garden because it gets that nice shimmer to it, which you can probably just sort of catch there. So yeah, if you see them, get them. Another drop to its Wallichiana there, which we'll see how that does. Those two are sort of space filling for another 1 foot Dixonia, like the one that you can't see over there. Moving along, another Atrata on the left, another Setiferum Herrenhausen on the right here, either side of the Cyathea. You can see this Crozier survived, but if we get another frost it won't. And then the crown still looks okay on that, so yeah, leave that, see how he does. Faxi is doing okay. This tree fern, yeah, the top layer of fronds is obviously frosted off. The bottom ones look okay, so I'll do a little bit of selective pruning on that when it comes to it. Confirmation this Cyathea frond died, as you can see. Next one's just about to come out. I'm just praying that we don't get another frost in the next few weeks, because that would be really annoying. Over here, pretty much of a muchness with all of this, really. Same old, same old. The Polysticum muntium, as I like to call it, or the sword fern. Don't think it likes being transplanted because it all sort of died off, but this one here looks like he's coming back. I'm really looking forward to seeing if I can get this one going. I've been trying to grow it for 2 years and killed 2 of them so far, so hopefully that one will go. But otherwise, these ones, there's that other Blechnum spicant there. Fat Cedera's doing all right. And the Trachelospernum's doing okay too. So is the rest of this lot here. So yeah, we're doing all right, really. We've learnt some lessons. mainly the Nephrolopuses are not one that I can sort of use as a, you know, evergreen sort of something that will survive, so we'll have to replace them. Hopefully that Lanicera giant honeysuckle will survive, but yeah, otherwise I think the next time you see it we'll probably be ready for planting up with all the new stuff, and all the old stuff will be taken off and those bananas will be out. Schefflera in there, and then I'm going to put a Schefflera down behind that big Cyathea as well, in between the Fat Cedar and the Dixonia along the fence, so that'll probably be done by the time we get there. So yeah, we'll see how we do. Anyway, hope you're having a good one. See you next time.